Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Just to mention that this presentation is being recorded and it will be available on our YouTube channel shortly after the presentation. So in the next week or so, this will be up and available to view on our YouTube channel. We'd like to welcome you to our first webinar about the Professional Learning Passport. We'll call it the PLP for short. It's your free one-stop resource for recording your professional development, reflecting on how your professional learning experiences relate to your professional standards, and it gives you a host of up-to-date peer-reviewed resources to help you with your learning journey. If you're a school-based practitioner, either a teacher or a learning support worker, the PLP is one of the resources supported by the Welsh Government's National Professional Learning Entitlement. It can be used in partnership with a wide range of professional learning opportunities in the Educators Wales training portal to capture learning and reflect on its impact on your practice. This webinar will focus on taking your learning experiences and mapping them to your professional standards, whether you're a teacher, learning support worker, further education practitioner, work-based learner, or youth worker. The demonstration is going to take roughly 15 to 20 minutes and we'll have time for questions afterwards. So firstly, we just want to show you how you get onto your PLP. The PLP is accessed via your MyEWC account, and access to this is gained via the EWC website. So here I'm just going to go onto the English side, and then you click here where it says My EWC login. If you need to create your account, there's the option here, create login here. You'll need either your teacher reference number or your national insurance number. Simply enter that and your email address, choose a username, and you'll be good to go. The email address entered must match the one we hold on the register for you. If you get an error message, that's probably the reason. Contact EWC and we'll get that resolved for you. Once you've logged into your account, you'll be presented with a number of options. What you want to do is select the Professional Learning Passport, and that'll take you to your PLP dashboard. And before we get into the technical side of how to record your professional learning experiences, we think it's important to provide a bit of a definition on what a learning experience is. A learning experience is any interaction, course, program, or other experience in which learning takes place. This can occur in a traditional academic setting, such as a school or a university classroom, or accredited training centre, and in non-traditional settings, such as outside of school locations or outdoor environments. A learning experience also can be something that occurs in traditional education interactions, such as individuals learning from teachers and professors via research, or through non-traditional interactions, such as learning walks, observations, dialogue with our peers, and more. The Welsh Government sees this experience as part of a lifelong professional learning journey, and that your professional standards gives you the scaffolding to reflect on your practice with nationally agreed standards of effective practice, to affirm and celebrate your successes while providing further support to identify areas for future development. So a professional learning experience is any interaction that has value to you at that moment. That gives you a moment of reflection and impacts your practice. It can be represented by any supporting item, a course certificate from training you've attended, a copy of the observation you've undertaken, or even a short soundbite or video you've used to record your thoughts. So we'll now go back to the practical side of uploading your learning experiences to your PLP. As evidence of your learning experience can take many different forms, you're able to upload more or less any type of file. This includes major file types such as Word, PowerPoint, and PDFs, to image and sound files and video clips. There's no limit to the size of the individual file, although the larger it is, the longer it will take to load. And there's no limit to the number of files you'll be able to add. This can be done from the dashboard of your PLP via the upload tile. You can see it here. If you click on it, that'll bring up a file explorer where you'll be able to find the file you're looking to add. You have the opportunity to rename the file, so it'll be easier for you to find as well. We've got a fairly generic title here, so we're just going to use that. When you're ready, you can just upload the file we've just added. So we're now just going to open up the file we've added here. We can do that by going into our asset store. So I'll just click on assets, and here you can see the resource that we've just uploaded. So I'll just open that up. It's a Word document, and at any point I'm able to download it in the same format as I've uploaded it. But in the top right hand side of the page, there's the I want to button. This lets you do a number of things with the asset. You can download it in the same format as you uploaded it in. You can share it with your colleagues and peers. And what we're going to look at today, you can map it to your professional standards. So when you click on Map, this will pop open a sidebar on the page you're on. There's a blue tab here. You can use this to widen the sidebar to enable you to view your resource side by side. Here you'll see a list of all the professional standards for the education practitioners in Wales. You're able to use one or more of them when you're mapping your experience, and I'm just going to use the teaching standards first, then we'll look at one of the others. So you'll see the 5 teaching standards here. If you click any of them, you'll get a drop down showing the elements within that standard. I'm going to choose one from innovation, and by using the checkbox here, you can choose one or more of you can choose one or more, and then one from professional learning, and one from collaboration. So just at a glance, you can see the number of elements for each standard you've mapped your experience to. We just click on the next button here, and this takes you to the next step, where you're going to think about your confidence levels with each standards. These run from qualified teacher status through NQT and to sustain highly effective practice. This is for your own reference and should just relate to your confidence with that standard at that moment in time with this experience. This is a slider bar, and you can set it to whichever level you feel is appropriate. If you press the information button here, it'll show you details of that standard and the expectation levels for each level. Finally, once you click on the next button, you get to a justification page. This is entirely optional, but it gives you the chance to reflect on the experience and how it related to the standards you have selected. I'll just click Save here, and that is now mapped to those standards. But I'm just going to take a look at one of the other set of standards here. So I'll just press I want to and map again, and we'll look at the FE and work-based learning standards here. Once I select the list, you can see all of the FE and work-based learning standards in one list. Again, I'm going to select a number of them. And when you press the next button, again, you're presented with those confidence levels. They run from effective to sustained highly effective practice. And again, this represents your confidence in the moment. From the next page, again, you're going to have that justification section. So now we've mapped this experience with the professional standards. We've got a resource for you that brings together everything you've mapped. From where we are, we just click on the PebblePad logo at the top of the bar. This will take you back to your dashboard. And here you can see the professional standards tile. There's links on the front of the tile to each of the sets of professional standards, and we'll have a look at both of the standards we mapped to earlier. So firstly, the professional teaching standards. From the overview page, you've got a couple of tools that will be useful for you as you go through your lifelong learning journey with the standards. The first is the assessment level spider diagram. This diagram plots every rating you've given for each of the standards and brings it through as a simple visual, showing you where you are most and least confident. Underneath is your mapped experience overview, showing you at a glance the number of standards and underlying elements that you've mapped to. This is intended as a conversation starter with both yourself and your colleagues. Where do you feel your strengths are, and where could you do with a bit of help? On each of the separate tabs, you'll be able to take a deeper dive into each individual standards so you can see each piece of evidence mapped against each element. So there you can see the webinar resource that we've mapped today, this afternoon. Going back, we'll also have a quick look at the FE and work-based learning standards. These differ as there's no breakdown into separate categories, but if you open the page, you'll see exactly the same resource available to you. You have the spider diagram with all the prompts that are available to you. And the number of standards that have mapped experiences appear in the same place. The Professional Learning Passport is your personal tool for recording your professional development, but you have the opportunity to share any asset with your colleagues and peers. We'll show you how to do that with this standards workbook. Again, this is driven by the I want to button in the top right-hand corner of the page. From the options available here, we'll choose Share. You can choose to share with individual people, or you're able to create a temporary web link that you can send them. We're going to choose the latter, and then we'll paste that link in the chat so you can have access to this workbook to look at. Keep the box checked to hide it from search engines, and you also give the people you're sharing with the chance to leave a comment if you're looking for feedback. You're in control, so there's an option here to limit the time your asset is shared for, and you're able to schedule that link to expire on a specific date. Once you've shared to the web, you can get a specific URL that you can share. So let's share that asset here. Here you can see the generated URL. I will copy that URL, and that can now be shared with anyone. They don't need a PLP account. They can just log in via that link and see this resource. You're able to delete that link at any point as well. So we'll just show you how to do that. Again, go back to your home page from the Pebblepad logo and then click on Assets. We'll just find the FE and work-based learning standards. Here, I click the information button on the side here, and I can see that it's been shared on the web. Just simply click on the trash icon, and that deletes the share. And this will work on any item that you upload to your PLP. That link will now cease to work. If an individual clicks on it, they'll be taken to a redirect web page. I'm just going to now go back to the front page. I'm going to go into the teaching standards, and I will share this to the web. And in the chat, I've pasted a link to that workbook so you're able to open it and have a look at it. As you progress throughout your career, it's entirely possible that you'll collect a whole range of experience and map them towards your standards. You may start a new role or a new position and want to reset the standards workbook to reflect that. Or you may want to show your experiences over a year for performance management, and we've got a tool that allows you to do just that. Again, we click on the I want to button, and here's an option that says filter. Brings out a sidebar here, and what we're going to do is just select some dates. So we'll choose from this academic year. And then you click on apply filter. And you can see here, the spider diagram has changed significantly. There's a link on here that says the active filter is and the dates that are being applied to it. And if you want to close it, all you have to do is just click the blue cross, and that returns it to its previous state, showing everything that you've collected in your professional standards workbook. So just quickly to review, we've shown you how to access your PLP, upload an experience and map it to your professional standards, share it with your peers, and filter by specific date ranges. This is just one way you can use your PLP as a tool to record your professional learning journey with your professional standards. There's a host of other features for you to use, and we'll go over those in future webinars. We'll end the demonstration section of this webinar, and a recording will be available shortly. But we'll open things up to take questions from you. If you're leaving, thank you very much for attending. We hope it was useful, and please look out for future webinars published through EWC's social media channels. As my colleague Jess has pointed out, if you have any questions that you don't want to put in chat, or if anything occurs to you outside of this meeting, just please, again, just pop us an email or give us a call, and we'll be happy to go through them for you.